Hello, Arwa. Okay. Let's see. Hello, Afaf. Yeah, I think we use this list. Okay, how's everyone doing? What's up? Hello, Golam Reza. I'm glad to hear that you found my method useful. Hello, Lavu. Hello, Zenny. Hello, Smeet. So are we ready to learn some advanced English vocabulary? That's what we're doing today, is advanced English vocabulary. Let's see. Let me do this very quickly. Send to... There we go. All right. Hello, Ina. Hello, Suresh. Thank you, Smeet. So, what are we doing today, everyone? Today, we are doing this. Advanced vocabulary, advanced vocabulary, advanced vocabulary. Okay, so that's what I'm going to be teaching you today. All right? This stream is not really a stage time stream. This is just a teaching stream, okay? So if you want to learn some vocabulary, get out a notebook and make some notes, okay? All right, so we're going to start. And here's how this is going to work. I'm going to share my screen and show you some vocabulary words, okay? We're going to talk about them. I'm going to tell you what they mean. We'll talk about the where they come from, maybe, and how to use them, okay? And then I want you to try to type and use them in a sentence, okay? And I will tell you if your usage is okay or not, okay, or how you can improve it. All right, so let's go ahead and start. And I will give you the website that I'm using for this. Okay, let me make it a little bit bigger, see if I can make it bigger for you guys. Hold on. There we go. That's better, right? That's one way to get rid of the ads. Okay, so we're going to start with this first word here. The first word is adamant. Adamant. It's an adjective, adamant, to be adamant about something. And what does adamant mean? It means refusing to be persuaded or to change one's mind. Okay? Refusing to be persuaded or to change one's mind. So basically, if you are adamant about something, it means you are not changing your mind about it. That's how you feel. That's what you think. And almost nothing could possibly change your mind. Okay, you are adamant. All right? So she was adamant about not attending the party, no matter what her friends said. Okay? So adamant means it's not happening. You're not going to convince me. Okay? It's not so much being sure about something, Parsa. It just means that you feel so strongly about something that nothing anyone can say can change your mind. Okay? You're adamant about it. Okay? It's almost like being stubborn. You know, stubborn is another word that we use, but to be adamant is usually a word that we use when we're telling someone how we feel, and we want them to understand that we feel very strongly, right? So if I say, I really don't want to go to this party, that's one thing. But if I say I adamantly don't want to go to this party, or if I say I am adamant about not wanting to go to this party, then that means I'm really serious, that I really, really don't want to. Okay, I really don't like that thing. Okay, or I won't change my mind. Okay? Adamant. Adamantly, that's right. Okay? The adjective form. All right, now let's go to the next sentence. Or no, I want you guys to use it. Sorry. Go ahead and try to use the word adamant in a sentence like Afaf just did. I'm adamant to speak English fluently. Okay, yeah, I think you could use it that way. Yeah, Okay, to have mixed feelings. I'm sorry, not that one. This one. To refuse to be persuaded to change one's mind. Yeah, so I think, like, maybe if you have some friends who are trying to convince you not to spend time learning English, then yeah, you could say, listen, I'm adamant about learning English. I'm adamant about speaking English. Okay? Yeah, we often use the word adamant about something. Okay? Or we use the other form of it, adamantly, to adamantly do something, the adverb form of it. Okay? I am adamant about not coming back to you. Okay, sure. Yeah. Isra is adamant to print the book. If that's okay, Connor, if someone is trying to convince them not to print the book, then yeah, and they say, yeah, I'm printing it. I don't care what you say. I'm adamant about printing the book. Sure. I'm adamant about being single forever. Okay. Nala, all right. I'm adamant to block rude people on Hello Talk. Maybe. But again, I think when you use the word adamant, I think it's better to imagine a situation where someone is trying to convince you to not do something. To do something or not do something. But whatever they're trying to convince you about, you will not do it. You do not believe that. You won't agree. All right? So imagine a situation where there's some sort of pressure on you to change your mind and you won't. Okay? So imagine a situation where someone wants you to change your mind, but you won't do it. That's adamant. Okay? I'm adamant to give my ex another chance. That could work. Yeah, maybe your friends are all saying, no, don't do it. Don't do it. But you adamantly believe that he deserves another chance. Okay? So again, try to imagine a situation where someone is trying to convince you that you're wrong. Okay? I was trying to convince my friend not to leave, but she was adamant to leave. There we go. That's a good one. A faff. I am adamant about not going to the movie hall. Okay, yeah. If your friends all want you to go, but maybe you have to study for a test tomorrow, so you tell them, they keep trying to tell you, come on, man, come on. They call you again, come on, man, come on. They call you again, come on, come on. And you say, no, I'm adamant. I'm not going. Okay? Adamant. I'm not adamant about my morning routine. Okay, yeah, you could use it that way, I suppose, in a reflexory type of way, in that way, in terms of the meaning. I'm adamant to earn money. Again, people, you could use it that way, but it's a little weird if it's a situation. You have to put it in a situation where someone is trying to convince you to change your mind. Is it always a negative or maybe has a positive meaning? Yeah, like I said, it's not negative or positive, actually. It just means you have a firm belief against what someone else is trying to convince you of. Okay, so your adamant beliefs in something could be positive or negative. Okay, I think it's more often used in a negative sense, but it certainly could be used in a positive sense. Okay, you don't have a very clear idea of what adamant means. Okay, so let's discuss it just a little bit more. Let's do this first. So the definition in this dictionary here, dictionary.com, is utterly unyielding in attitude or opinion in spite of all appeals or urgings. So what that means is, again, many people are around you saying, hey, no, you're not right. Hey, no, change your mind. Hey, no, you should do this, not that. Many people are trying to tell you something and you disagree in some way, right? So maybe, all your friends are trying to convince you that it's okay to steal from the bank. It's okay. You can do it. It's okay. Don't worry. And you could say, I adamantly believe this is wrong. That's a positive way to say, like a positive, moral value situation, right? So it means people are trying to tell you something and you will not listen to them and you will not change your mind about what you believe. Okay, unyielding means to not stop. Okay, to not give up. All right? So that's one way to say it. Now let me look at the etymology of the word. So the word adamantly, here's how you can understand the word adamantly. Listen to me. The original meaning of the word adamant, it comes from the Latin word adamantum, which means the hardest kind of iron or steel, right? So how many of you guys are familiar with Wolverine from the movies? The guy with the blades that come out of his hands, right? Wolverine. What is the metal called? What is that metal called that he his blades are made of? Do you guys know what that metal is called? Anyone? Is there anybody who's a fan? No, it's not iron. It's not a real metal. It's a made up metal that they created for the cartoons. It's called adamantium. Adamantium is the kind of metal that his blades are made out of. That's why it's so powerful. It's unbreakable, unchangeable, can't be broken. That's why adamant means like your feelings are unbreakable, unchangeable, can't be broken. Get it now? Wolverine's blades are made of the hardest steel. They can't be broken. Your values, your ideas, they're made of the hardest steel. They can't be broken. They can't be changed, no matter what anyone says. Get it? Understand? Adamantium. Adamant. Okay? So you have to imagine some kind of an idea where people want you to change your mind. Okay? Adamant doesn't work well you can't use it unless it's a situation where someone is trying to convince you or tell you something different than you feel or you believe. Okay? So you can't just say, I adamantly go to the movies. No. Unless all your friends are saying, don't go to the movies, don't go to the movies, no, don't go see it. And you go and you say, no, I'm going. I'm adamantly going. Okay? It has to be people telling you no. All right, now let's go to the next word, finally. Ambivalent, ambivalent, ambivalent. What does ambivalent mean? It's an adjective, to be ambivalent about things. It means you have mixed feelings or contradictory ideas about something, right? And this is another one that's very useful to look up the etymology, because ambivalent, it comes from the word ambivalence, right? And ambivalent comes from the Latin word ambi, which means both, on both sides. Okay, two sides. That's what ambi means. And then valentia means strength. Strength, right? So the word ambivalent, the original meaning of ambivalent means you have two ideas and both of them are very strong. So you have mixed feelings. You have contradictory ideas, right? That's what it means. Ambivalent means both sides are strong. So you have mixed feelings. Understand? So he felt ambivalent about the job offer. The salary was good, but he didn't like the location. Right? So on the one hand, the salary was good, but on the other hand, he doesn't like the location. He has two strong ideas that are against each other. That's ambivalence. Okay? It's not just to be not sure, Parsa. It means you have two feelings, one strongly for it and one strongly against it. Okay? Or maybe just one for it and one against it. That's to have ambivalence about something. Okay? Does it mean to be in two minds? That's exactly what it means, Margot. Yes. Thank you for reminding me of that statement, in two minds. That's right. Of two minds or in two minds. Sometimes we also say to be on the fence, right? To be on the fence about something means you have a decision to make, but you can't decide which side of the fence you want to fall on. And it's kind of like that too, right? To feel ambivalent equals to feel fuzzy. No. When I say I'm a little fuzzy about things, in my mind, that means I'm not clear about things, so I can't make a decision because I'm not exactly clear about what's happening. That's to have a fuzzy understanding of what's going on, okay? Or fuzzy idea of what happened. Okay. I'm ambivalent about this car to buy. Maybe it's a good looking car, but it's not safe or it's really expensive, right? So on one hand, it's great looking and it's fast. On the other hand, it's really expensive. So I'm kind of ambivalent. Okay. Thank you for the gifts. Why is this mouse being funny? There it is. Okay. When we're stuck on two strong ideas, that's exactly right. And that's what the original meaning of the word is in Latin. Let me check my YouTube over here. Hello over here, and Flavia and Rosanna and Lozo. Hello. I'm here. I checked on you. Yesterday, I was at the mall and I was adamant to buy a different shoe because I wanted the specific one and the seller didn't have it. Yes, that works. That works, Flavia. In that case, you can be adamant that you decided not to buy this one or you decided to buy this one because they didn't have the one you wanted. Right? Okay. Something like that. As long as you feel strongly about it and there's some other reason to not, then yes, you can use it that way. And it reminds me that ambivert is both introvert and extrovert. In between. That's right. Yeah. And introvert and extrovert. Intro means in and extro means out, right? So an introvert is a person who prefers to be by themselves. They're an inside person, right? And an extrovert is an outside person. They want to go out, right? These are all Latin words, right? Ambivalent, ambivert, extrovert, introvert, all Latin. Okay. Is it like hesitant to be ambivalent? Yeah, it's a form of hesitation. Yeah, it's a form of hesitant. I am ambivalent about learning English. Yeah, sure. Yeah, and I think that's normal to be ambivalent about learning a language because it's hard. It takes a lot of time and effort. It's frustrating sometimes, but it's also rewarding and can be cool and can really teach you a lot about the world and help you meet more people and maybe improve your life. So you can be ambivalent about it, right? Having two opposing feelings at the same time or being uncertain about how you feel. That's right. I feel very ambivalent about leaving home. Right. On the one hand, I want to. So just imagine a situation where you're saying, on the one hand, blah, 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 blah. But on the other hand, blah, 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 blah. Ambivalence. Okay? My friend is so generous, but he always uses bad words. I'm ambivalent about my friendship with him. Ding! Well done. Hello, Sohal. Let's see. I decided to be adamant. I'm order not to look ambivalent. Oh, I think you mean in order to not. Yeah, I decided to be adamant in order to not look ambivalent. Yeah, that works. Well done, Tomas. My friend is ambivalent about learning Chinese because many people say it's really difficult. Yes, ding. Good. Am I an introvert or an extrovert? I am both. I am ambivalently extrovert and introvert. So I can talk to anyone, anytime, anywhere, but that doesn't mean I want to. So ambivalent, Natalie. Ambi, A-M-B-I, means both sides. Valent means strong. So ambivalent means you have mixed feelings about something. So you have positive feelings about something here, but negative feelings about it over here. So you can't decide or you feel mixed about it. That's ambivalent. Okay? It's a form of hesitation. Yeah, it's a form of being hesitant. Okay? It's more than just being hesitant, but it's a form of hesitation. Okay? I could say I am ambivalent or I need to use it with feel. No, you can say I am ambivalent. Good question, Pedro. Okay, good. And I will try to keep checking on my YouTube channel, guys, but I just get mixed up when I'm checking all my screens. Let's go to the next word, okay? The next word is a good one, analogous. Analogous. Yeah, it's a funny looking word, right? Analogous. It's an adjective, and it means comparable in certain respects, like an analogy. Okay, the word analogous is related to the word analogy, right? A comparison to something, right? I use analogies a lot when I'm teaching. Okay, so if something is analogous, it means it's comparable in some way to this. Okay, so you could use analogous and comparable interchangeably. Okay. My channel is this right here. That's my YouTube right there. Okay. So analogous, comparable in certain respects, typically in a way that makes clearer the nature of the things compared. So the structure of an atom is analogous to the solar system, with electrons orbiting the nucleus, like planets around the sun. Nucleus, sorry. Like planets around the sun. Right? So the solar system has planets that go around the sun, and it kind of looks like the way an atom has electrons that go around the nucleus, right? So they're analogous. They're like an analogy, okay? Is it the same as similar? Yes, but it's a more formal version of similar, and I think it implies a more... I think it's more like comparable in certain ways, right? Similar in certain ways. That's the key difference. Similar is just almost the same, but this is saying it's similar in certain ways, okay? Maybe not completely, but in certain ways, all right? Cauliflower is an analogous version of broccoli. Yeah, it's comparable in certain respects. Yeah, I think you could say it that way. Yeah, Nala, that should work. Yeah, I can give some examples of analogous. Sure. Let's see here. One moment. All right, so if you compare a bat wing with a butterfly wing, okay, bat wings and butterfly wings, they both allow flight, but they're developed differently, right, in the different species. So they're analogous in that they both allow them to fly, but they're different in some ways too, right? So that's why we wouldn't use the word similar. It's not exactly like similar. If you say it's similar, people think the same, right? Analogous is more like you're pointing out a few things that are similar, okay? What is the context that it's usually used? These are more formal words, right? All of these advanced words are for more of a formal environment, right? Elevated language, elevated vocabulary is for two things. It's for when you're in when the audience that you're speaking to requires you to have elevated language, that's one reason to have it, right? But there's another reason to use elevated language, which is to tell someone that you're being more serious. So you could be in a situation where you're talking to your friends casually, but then you want them to know that you're very serious about something. So instead of using casual words, you will start to use very formal words, elevated words. And because you elevated your language, now they know you're more angry, more upset, more serious somehow. You're more adamant. Okay? The teaching technique in this school is analogous to the way used in Cambridge. Very good, Nala. Yeah, well done. The human brain and a computer are often seen as analogous in terms of processing information. Something that is similar has a comparable function to another thing. Yes, that's the general meaning of it, you know. Thank you for subscribing, Riyadh. Sheep and goats are analogous as they come from the same family. Yeah, you could use that. I think that you know, if you were writing a paper about sheep and goats, then yeah, maybe you could put that sentence in there and then go on to explain how they're similar and dissimilar, right? Then yeah, that would work. All right. So let me give you a few more analogous examples. Okay. The fins of a fish and the flippers of a dolphin are both used for swimming, but they're different animals. Okay. So those are analogous in biology. The eyes of an octopus and the eyes of a human are both capable of complex vision, but they evolved separately. So they're analogous. They're both eyes, but they evolved very differently and they work differently. Right. Okay, let's see. Let me give you some examples of actually sentences. Okay, let's see. Okay, a bicycle's handlebars are somewhat analogous to the steering wheel of a car, as they are both used to direct the direction of control the direction of a vehicle. Right? So a bicycle, you steer with the handlebars. A car, you steer with the steering wheel. So they're both analogous in that they're both for steering. They share that similar property. Okay? Let's see. How about another one? The relationship between a parent and a child is sometimes analogous to the relationship between a teacher and a student. Okay, so the relationship between a parent and a child, sometimes analogous to the relationship between a teacher and a student. Okay? So it means similar to in some way or ways, but not every way. Okay? All right, let's go on to the next word. Anomaly. It's an anomaly. It's a noun, anomaly. Anomalous would be the adjective. Anomaly. Whoops. There it is. Anomaly. Too many apps. Okay, so the word anomaly, what is the anomaly? It means something that deviates from what is standard, normal, or expected. So it means weird. That was an anomaly. Right? So it means something that happened that you really didn't expect. It was unexpected. But this is usually used in almost a scientific way. Okay? So it's not usually used in common language. Again, these are advanced words, right? So the word anomaly comes from the Latin word anomalia, which comes from the Greek word anomalia, which means inequality. So uneven, irregular. Yeah, so the word anomaly, the ano means not, and homolos means even, right? So an anomaly means it's not like the normal. Not like the normal. Okay, not like normal. An anomaly. All right? Let's see. British, you could say my girlfriend anomalously broke up with me. That, yeah, I suppose, but girlfriends break up with boyfriends. That's not an anomalous event. That's life. C'est la vie. Okay. That was an anomaly accident. You could say that was an anomalous accident, or you could say that accident was an anomaly. Okay. Remember, anomaly is a noun. Yeah, that's okay. Hello, Belen. Hola. How are you doing, chica? Hello, Janeth. Wow, Ilias, thank you for the compliment. My girlfriend's finger and my finger are analogous, but we have different fingerprints. Yeah, I think you could use it that way. Yeah, I mean, it's a little bit strange, but it works. You both have fingers, but they're different, right? Okay, good. I found something under the ground. You could say anomalously, one day I found something under the ground. Okay, maybe you could say that. Okay, it's an anomaly to snow here in February. Yes, that's right. Right. So it's a very unexpected event. Yeah, think about science things like temperature or some sort of statistical events. Those are things that we talk about as being anomalous or an anomaly. That's a hard word to say a lot. Anomaly, anomaly, anomaly. Coffee and palmiers, yeah. The way your body reacted to this medicine is an anomaly. Yeah. Although, Nala, because you said the way your body reacted, in most cases you would want to change that to was an anomaly, right? Because you already said reacted. There are a few situations where you could use it the way you did, but in most cases you want to change is to was because you already started talking about the past tense, right? I saw people wearing summer clothes in the winter. That was an anomaly. Good. Let's see. Right, good. Thank you, Connor, for that extra information. So yeah, if it usually snows in winter, but one year it's very hot, that's an anomaly, right? So it's an unexpected event, and that's kind of a scientific thing, right? The weather, temperature, right? If your student always gets an A but suddenly gets an F, that's an anomaly. That's a statistical event, right? You're talking about statistics. How often does he get A's? Usually. So an F would be an anomaly, right? Maybe you shouldn't get upset because maybe it's just a one-time thing. Okay. The results of my blood test have anomalies. Yes, that would mean that your blood test had some unexpected things that you were surprised about in some way or were abnormal. And yes, Payam, that's how you can use analogous. That's correct. There are various anomalies in the tax system. That's correct. Yeah, various abnormalities, anomalies, things that are unexpected. Yeah. You could use it that way. If a sports team, if a team always loses but wins against a strong team, that could be considered an anomaly. That's correct. Yeah. Okay, let's go on to the next one. Appease. To appease. It's a verb, to appease. And it means to make someone less angry or hostile by giving in to their demands. So appeasement. Appeasement is the noun form of it, and it means that you're giving somebody what they want to get them to calm down, right? Yeah. So you give somebody that you're arguing with, they're mad, so you say, okay, listen, here's this. You want this? Okay, fine, here's this. Please calm down. That's appeasement. The screen is black. You guys can't see the screen? It's not black. Oh, okay, you can see it. Okay, everything is okay. All right, then Nala, maybe try to leave the room and come back. Maybe it'll fix it for you, maybe. Seems like everybody else can see it. Okay, so appeasement, everyone. Let's take a look at the etymology of that one, too. To appease. It's a word that comes from Latin, pacem, which means peace. So the word appease is related to the word peace, P-E-A-C-E. Okay, so the word peace is related to the word appease, because when you appease someone, you're doing something to get what? You're giving them something to get peace. Okay? Appeasement means to get peace by giving someone something. Okay? Where do I find this vocabulary? You mean where would you use these vocabulary words, Pedro? So these words are advanced vocabulary words that I would use in a formal setting most of the time, right? So if you're in college, these are good words to use. If you have some kind of an academic job, or you have some sort of an academic, a field that requires you to use academic language, right? Like maybe you're a journalist, or you are some sort of a political writer, or a history writer, historical writer. You want to use elevated language to describe things in those cases, right? That's the environment for it. So, language is like biology. There are different plants that live in different environments. These words, they live in a formal environment, right? So, for example, you could take these words and use them in a casual environment, just like you could take a tropical plant and put it into a desert for a day, and it would be maybe okay for a few hours, right? It won't die right away, right? So that means you can use certain words in the wrong environment, or a not normal environment. So if you want to use formal words in an informal environment, sometimes you can. Just like sometimes you can use casual words in a formal environment. It just depends, okay? His critics were not appeased by this last speech. Yeah, that's good. Appease is a verb to the noun peace. No, appeasement is the noun, Appeasement is the noun. Just add an M-E-N-T to the end of it, and you get, drop the E, add an M-E-N-T, and you get appeasement. And that's the noun form of it. But what I'm saying, is the word appease comes from the word peace, because that's what you're trying to get. When you appease someone, you're trying to get peace by giving them something they want. Okay? He always appeased me when I was in anger. Yes, just drop the A. He always appeased me when I was in anger or when I was angry. Okay? He always appeased me when I was angry. My dad appeased me when I got a bad result in the last exam. Or bad results in the last exam. Maybe, Nala, maybe. But again, appeasement is more like you are upset at someone, not about something. So if you're upset that the weather is bad and someone says, hey, calm down, it's okay, relax, that's not appeasement. That's That's maybe what's the word? Cheering up or consoling someone, right? To appease is when this person is angry about this thing and this person is angry, so but you want to achieve peace, so you give them something they want so that they'll calm down, right? So you have to have an argument, right? So when you have a bad test result, there's no argument, right? You just feel bad. That's different. I hope you understand what I mean. Good. I'm glad, moi. To appease. The time of this class, I started today about 45 minutes ago. My sister tried to appease me when I found out that she broke mom's stuff. No, Anaya. Again, in that case, you're upset about something, but it's not an argument. There have to be two people who disagree about something to talk about appeasement. You have to have two people who want peace. It means there are two people who are fighting. So the word appeasement is used when we're talking about two people who are fighting about something. Okay? If there are no people fighting about something, then you can't use the word appeasement, I think. All right? She tried to appease her friend by apologizing for the mistake. Yeah. And, you know, maybe, but I think if you use it that way, apologizing is only part of it. Appeasing means you have to give them something they want. Maybe if the apology is what they want, then yes, that works. But if it's not that, then you'd have to say, by apologizing and blah, 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 blah. Right? Apologizing for the mistake and blah, 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 blah. Giving her something. Okay? Connor? Pacify is similar, but pacify doesn't necessarily mean giving you anything. It just means to try to make you feel calm. Yeah, and that would be a good word to use to describe someone who's upset. You pacify them. Yeah. Thank you for that. Yes, the word peace, P-E-A-C-E, I'm sorry, the word appease, the word appease, this word, comes from the word peace, P-E-A-C-E. Okay? The manager tried to appease the angry customer with a discount. That is a perfect way to use it. Thank you, Connor. Yes, the manager tried to appease the angry customer. Why? By doing what? By giving them a discount. They're angry. You want them to be peaceful, so you give them something to bring them down a level, right? Okay, so he was adamant so that I insisted, but so much that he reacted. Eventually, I needed to appease him. Yeah, that works. It's a little. There's some grammar stuff in there that's a little complicated, but the idea works. Yeah. Let's see. The company introduced new policies to appease its employees. Yes, the employees are upset about something. They're mad at the company, so the company changes things to make the employees peaceful. Okay. Are you doing this to appease the situation, or are you doing this to fix the problem? Yes, that works. Yeah, because sometimes that's what appeasement is. Sometimes people don't like appeasement because they feel like you're giving somebody something without actually getting anything to achieve understanding between two people, right? To prevent further argument. My brother tried to appease me after having an angry conversation with him. Yes, Nala, but I would probably include how he tried to appease you. He tried to appease you by agreeing to let you have the car every weekend, Maybe you're arguing about who can use the car, right? Something like that. So my brother tried to appease me by letting me have the car every weekend after our angry conversation. Something like that. Okay? The dad appeased his angry son by giving him his favorite bike. That could work. That could work, yes. Is this course every day at the same time? Not exactly, no. I am here 5 or 6 days a week, and I try to do at least one live stream or voice stream every day. Sometimes I do 2, usually. Usually I do 2, one in the morning and one in the evening, a live stream or a voice room. Okay, so I'm on Hello Talk either Monday through Friday or Monday through Saturday, and at least 5 times a week, sometimes 12 times a week. Okay? And I do many different classes, not just about vocabulary. I have classes about everything. Okay? The company issued a new payment enhancement policy to appease the strikers. Yes. I appeased my sister for my mistake. Okay, but then how did you appease her? What did you do? Okay? Nuha, appease means to try to get peace by giving someone something they want. Okay, the word appease comes from the word peace. To get peace by giving someone something they want. They are angry. There's an argument. You want them to calm down, so you give them something they want. That's appeasement. Okay? All right. Let's see. I appeased my headache with a pill. You can use that in a figurative kind of a way, but it's not exactly correct. Because a headache is, unless you're trying to make a joke, like you're trying to say that the headache is at war with you, that you're fighting with your headache. Maybe, but then that implies the headache wants the pill. Maybe it does. I guess you could. In a poetic kind of figurative kind of way, it works. Okay. Okay, I'm trying to catch up with the comments here, everybody. Please be patient. All right. The mother tried to appease her angry teenage son. Yes, but then explain how. The mother tried to appease her angry teenage son by agreeing to let him go to the party. Okay? The father tried to appease the whole family by finding a good destination for the next vacation. Good. Right. The manager tried to appease the angry... Yes, that's right. Okay, good. Let's go to the next one. I like this next one. Arduous. Arduous. It's an adjective. Arduous. It means difficult. It's a really fancy word that means difficult. That's all. It means a lot of hard work. Okay? An arduous task is a task that requires a lot of hard work. Okay? And this word comes from the Latin word arduus, which means, it means something that's very, very high and hard to reach. That's what arduous means. Okay? It means very, very high and hard to reach. Okay? So anything that's really hard to get, it's arduous. Okay? I had an arduous day. Yes, you could. Yeah. If you said it that way, I would want to explain maybe more. And again, if you use the word arduous to talk about your day is usually a very commonplace thing. So we usually use common words. So if you use a word like arduous to talk about your day, I feel like you're using one elevated word to talk about a common thing. So that means it's special. You wouldn't use that elevated word unless there was something special about it. So if you just said I had a tough day, that's a common word. We would usually just say, I had a hard day at work. I had a tough day at work. I had a rough day at work. Those are common words. Nobody will question that. They'll say, oh, yeah, okay, yeah, work is hard sometimes. But if you say, I had an arduous day at work, now I'm going to ask, like, oh, well, that's somehow specially difficult. Okay? That's specially difficult. All right? So that's what I would say, is use the word arduous when you're talking about something that's not just hard, but it's kind of like specially hard. Okay? In some certain way. Okay. Whoops. But this word has many different meanings. Which word has many different meanings? Roca? Arduous doesn't have many different meanings. Appease doesn't have many different meanings. Anomaly doesn't have many different meanings. Many English words do, but these don't. The homework was arduous. It took me hours to finish. Yes, if you're trying to say it was especially hard, then yes, especially difficult, arduous, okay? The first day of work is an arduous day. Yeah, it could be. Yeah, It's an arduous job to constantly work on the computer for a long period of time. Yeah, could be. The arduous training process prepared the athletes for the difficult competition ahead. Yes, running for long hours was an arduous task that needs strong hind limbs. Yes, okay, sure. It will be an arduous project to build a bridge over the sea, but we have to overcome the difficulty to finish it. Yes, good. We had an arduous task on our hands, but we were able to get through it on time. Yes, good. Teams looked to their quarterback for guidance in arduous situations. Yes, Squattum, good. Thank you very much, Ilyas. Thank you for the compliments. My housework is very arduous. Yes, you could say it that way. Sure. Losing weight is an arduous task. It takes patience and lots of time. Yes, good. It was an arduous week in which I had to complete the new project's presentation. Yes, good. Getting full marks was an arduous task. Yes, good. It was so arduous to appease the interviewer when I made a mistake while giving an interview. Yeah, you could use it in that way. She had an arduous time taking care of her sick son. Good. Today I had an arduous task of loading all the boxes into the van. Good. Darkin, I do not speak Spanish, just un poco. I worked arduously to improve my physical condition. Good, and I hope that's true. This work is arduous for me. Good. Being a president is an arduous job. Good. I have an arduous road ahead of me, but I will overcome it. Good. Going for a hike on the mountains was a bit arduous. Maybe, but I think I wouldn't use arduous and a bit. Right? Those kind of contradict each other. Something can't really be a bit arduous. Okay, arduous means really difficult. So you can't really be a little really difficult. Understand? So just drop the a bit, and you'll be fine, okay? It was arduous to improve my English, but now I did. Yes. Let's see. He went through a long and arduous training. Yes. It was an arduous year for me. I had many exams and tasks in it. Yes. To me, the most arduous part of learning English is the listening part. Yes. Bana, let me give you guys this it's a website I'm using here. It's not a book. Let me give you the website. This is the website I'm looking at right now. Espresso English 100 GRE words. So the GRE is a test to get into graduate school. So these are difficult words. These are graduate level words. Okay, let's do the next word. It's one of my favorites. Benign. Benign. I love this word. Benign. What does benign mean? It means harmless. It means harmless. Okay? And let's look at that word a little more carefully. So what does benign mean? It means harmless. But the word benign actually it comes from the word bene in Latin, or now in Italian. Bene. What does bene mean, everybody? Bene in Latin and in Italian, it means good. Okay, so bene means good. So in this case, benign means harmless, right? And it comes from a word meaning good. So it basically means it won't do bad things to you. It's harmless. It won't do bad things to you. Okay, benign. All right, it's benign. And yeah, it's related to many other B-E-N-E words like benefit and beneficial and beneficiary and beneficent and benevolent. All of those B-E-N-E words mean something about good. Good. Yeah, without danger. That's right. Benign. Yeah, and it comes from the word that means good. Okay? Like the word benefit is a good, right? It's something good. The tumor ended up being benign. Yes. I was scared to death. Good. It ended up being is a better way to put it. The animal is benign. Don't be afraid of it. Yeah, good. The Paralympics are more than a benign version of the Olympics. Good, Guatem. Very good. Well done. Yes. So benign, maybe your mom will say, oh, I don't think I like that person over there. And you could say, oh, he's benign. Means he's harmless. What are you worried about? He's harmless. Okay. So the tumor was benign, so there was no need for immediate surgery. The tumor was benign, so there was no need for immediate surgery. English people stole words from Latin. Well, not exactly, Nua. I can explain that for you if you want to know how it worked. It didn't exactly happen that way. What happened was, first there were some groups of people in England, right? There were some groups that were living there, and there were some groups of people who were living in the northern part of Europe. Those were called the Angles and the Saxons. And those people from the northern European area, they moved over into UK, into England, and they mixed with the people who were in England. And that's where we got the start of the English language, was when those two people really mixed. That's why Anglo-Saxon is where we get Anglo-English, right? But the people from Northern Europe were Germanic people, so a lot of the language that they brought with them had Germanic ideas with it. So English is considered a Germanic language, not a Latin language or Romantic language. But the Roman Empire was the biggest empire at that time, and the Roman language that they used was Latin. So it was the power of the influence of the Roman Empire that forced Latin onto all people there. All the people in Europe and in England, all were forced to use Latin because that was the language of the church and religion and power. Okay? And Latin comes, a lot of it, from Greek, because the Romans admired the Greeks, right? So the Latin language is related to the Greek language in that way. And then the church, again, because the church was so powerful all over, religion was so powerful, and the language of religion was Latin. So English is 60% from Latin and Greek, 30% from French, 20% from German. And then we also have many words from Arabic, from Hindi, from Persian, from Italian, from Spanish, from Japanese, from Chinese, from many languages. Okay, so we that's one reason English is a complicated language, because we have many languages put together. Okay, let's get back to talking about the words here. So benign, I think we all understand benign now, yeah? We didn't steal them, Nuha, we borrowed them. we admired them, and so we thought, oh, I like that word, let's use it. Right? If we admire a word, then we add it to our language. Okay? We don't steal them. Okay, let's go to the next word, biased. To be biased about something. It's an adjective. It means you have an unfair preference about something. Right? You can't be fair. You cannot be fair about this one thing. When somebody asks you about this, you have your side, and you cannot possibly be fair about it. Okay? So biased, let's look at the word biased. To be biased is to have bias, right? So bias, B-I-A-S, that's the noun version. Bias, to have bias. That's the noun form. Biased is the adjective verb, or adjective form. So now we go to bias, which comes from, let's see. Ooh, wow, this one's difficult. Comes from French. So it comes from a French word, an old French word that means to have an angle like this. So if you are biased, then you are not fair. Fair is like this, right? Fair is like this. Biased is like this. Okay? The news report was biased, only telling one side of the story. Right. He seemed to be a bit biased against women, in my opinion. Correct. A biased person tends to be adamant. That's often true. Yeah. Let's see. It's really benign. For example, many Arabic words used. Yeah, right. Again, it is benign. That's exactly right. It is benign because that's how language works. Languages meet each other, right? Like the word for pants. In English, it's pants. In Spanish, it's pantalones. In Arabic, it's what? Pantalon. Something like that, right? Because why? There were people living near each other, so they shared some language. That's normal. It's normal. Anytime people meet, they learn words from each other, right? Excuse me. Okay, I can get some analogies from you. Sure, you can. Okay, let's go on to the next part. The referee was biased towards the home team. Yeah. His opinion is biased because he only likes one team. Correct. Yeah. Please avoid biasing everyone against me. That's a good way to use it too. To bias others, to bias everyone, to bias someone else means when you bias someone else, that means you tell people something that will give them bias, right? That will make them biased, right? That's biasing someone, okay? His biased opinion made me angry, sure, okay? This is my first time seeing these words. These words, are they used by C1 or C2 level? Let me see what that says, GRE, what level that is. GRE vocab, Larry, what ESL level? It's an advanced ESL level, so interesting. Wait a minute, I'm looking for a good answer for you. 。 . 。  . 。 . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . C1. C1 level. Okay, advanced. C1 level. All right. Is it right to use against with biased? Yes, you can. He's biased against me. Yes, you can use it that way. The TV presenter was biased toward the guest or against the guest who is from his hometown. Yeah, I would say biased toward the guest. She showed a biased attitude against him. Yep. Every person. So you can be biased toward someone or against them. So if you're biased toward them, then you support them. If you're biased against them, then you are against them, right? Okay. Every person is biased in some way. She is too biased to write about the case objectively. The survey results were biased, right? Good. All right. Good. Connor says bias is B2. Maybe. But again, these are different sets of lists, Connor. This list of words comes from the GRE. So it's advanced vocabulary. That's all you need to know, right? The ESL levels don't line up with everything in the world. So there will be some words that might be B2 or B1, you know, and there would be most words will be C1, but some might be C2. Okay? All right, let's move on to the next word, and then I need to go soon. Bolster. To bolster something is a verb. To bolster means to give support or strengthen something. To give support to or strengthen something is to bolster it. Okay? Let's see where this one comes from. To bolster. Ah, well, isn't that interesting? Guess what this one means? When you're sitting on a chair and you need more support on your chair, what do you get? More support from your back. What do you get? A pillow. Right. And it supports you. Right? So guess what? The meaning of bolster, the original meaning of bolster, is a pillow that is used to support something. So guess what? I have one right here. Here's the pillow behind my back. This is a bolster. It is bolstering me. It is helping to support or strengthen me. So this word can be used literally or figuratively. It can be used to say, the pillow is bolstering my back. It's supporting my back. Or it could be used about an argument or something, right? So the evidence presented in court helped bolster the defendant's case to support. Okay? So the original meaning of the word bolster is a pillow that you put behind you to give you some support. Okay? That's right. The pillow will bolster your back while you sit. Yeah, so that's the literal meaning of it, but you can use it in a figurative way as well. Right. To support or strengthen. Yeah. That's interesting. Yeah, it comes from an old English word, which is a Germanic word. And it means a big fat pillow. A big fat pillow that you can use to get support. A stuffed pillow. That's what it means. The company bolsters its employees' well-being by introducing various programs. Good. James, I do. Yeah, I'm just about done with my with my drink, and I'm about done with this stream too. Here, I've been here for about an hour and 15 minutes. Can I bolster you to understand it more clearly? No. Well, kind of, but that's not a great use of it. I understand what you mean, but I wouldn't use it that way. I bolstered her spirits. That's a great way to use it, Mustafa. To bolster someone's spirits. Their spirits are down, and you do something to support their spirits, right? So let me give you some examples. He bolstered his theories with hard data. So he had a theory and he bolstered it. He supported it with data that he found, that he created, right? Her father's words bolstered her confidence, right? Her confidence needed supporting. So you need to think of something that needs to be supported or needs supporting. And that's something that needs to be bolstered. Okay, yeah, to bolster your confidence. That's right. You're welcome, Rizan. I bolstered my friend when she failed. I think you could use it that way, but I think you need to say what you bolstered, not just your friend, something about your friend. You bolstered your friend's confidence. You bolstered your friend's feelings, something about her. So use the term bolster either in a literal sense about supporting something with physical support, or use it in a figurative sense about feelings in some way, okay? Or an argument, something not tangible. Right, that's the point. Tangible means something you can touch. You can touch your friend, so I wouldn't use the term bolster my friend. I would say bolster my friend's confidence. Confidence is not tangible, it's intangible. Right? So use the word bolster when we're talking about intangible things like confidence, okay? Or spirits, okay? Unless you're using a literal form of like talking like a pillow. Yeah, okay. Okay, good. All right, I'm going to do one more word, and that's going to be it for today. Candid is the last word. Candid. Candid means to be truthful and straightforward or frank. Okay, to be candid. This word candid comes from the Latin word candidum, which means white, pure, sincere, honest, and upright. So the meaning of candid, the original meaning of candid, means truly honest. Truly, purely honest. That's to be candid about something. Okay? It is on the screen. Candid Camera, right, that was a TV show called Candid Camera, and that was showing truthful, real things that happened on camera. That's what it was supposed to be, right? She gave us her candid opinion on the matter, right, on the matter, right. I love to click on candid photos. I hope not. Highland has been candid about her health struggles over the years. Good. She gave a candid answer to the tough question. Good. Say cheese, no, it's definitely not. Truly clean. Candid, not exactly clean, David. David, sorry. It means truly honest or pure about what you're saying, right? Your intentions, your intentions are pure, so what you're saying is honest and truthful. Okay, and yeah, it actually comes from the word. It's related to the word candle. A candle is light. Light is truth. Okay, so the word candle comes from the word candle. Yeah, candid is related to candle because a light shows a candle shows the light. Okay, and Italian candido means clear. Okay, but I would guess, David, that the word candido probably comes from the Latin word meaning light or clear, meaning clean. Yeah, right. Same thing. Yeah. So Yeah, that's exactly what it is. I'm seeing it right here. So yeah, they're related, you know, because again, David, you're Italian, so Italian is the most direct root language to Latin, and that's what we're talking about is Latin meanings. Okay. All right, guys, that's going to be it for me today. That's going to be it. I'll come back and do another one of these another time. Right? We have many more words to go through: capricious, catalyst, clinch, coerce, cognizant, condone, confound, conspicuous, construe, convoluted, copious, corroborate. Lots of different words here. Okay, and here is the website one more time. This is the website here, where all of these words are. If you want to go study on your own, I advise you go ahead and study on your own. Okay. I hope it was useful to you guys. Thank you. Good. Thank you, Belen. If you guys didn't follow me yet, go to my YouTube channel and follow me. This lesson right now is on HelloTalk, but it's also on YouTube. And I forgot about my YouTube people. Oh, you're going to be mad at me, aren't you? How to mitigate bias in ChatGPT. Yes, that's right. Okay, good. I didn't miss anybody over there. Yes. Good. I'm glad that it was useful. So once again, my YouTube channel, all of these videos that I make on HelloTalk are also on YouTube. So this is going to be uploaded to YouTube as soon as we're finished, so you can go watch it again and review. Okay? Right there. I just put it in the chat right above there. Rezan, it's right there. AFIEC English. Search AFIEC English and you'll find it. Okay? All right. It's time for lunch. Okay, guys. Thank you for watching and following and participating. Come back and see me again sometime. Have a good morning. Have a good afternoon. Have a good evening. Bye-bye.